Hello magical human, welcome back to Madison Mindset, the podcast. This is my current office. I've gone off track at quite a popular spot so I could get, some peace and quiet, and I've got this beautiful rock, which is amazing. There's a waterfall nearby. I don't know if the audio is going to pick it up, but when I stand over here, I can hear the waterfall behind me. It's like bouncing off the rock or something, and then when I step closer it disappears and you feel like you've gone deaf. It's the weirdest sensation. I don't know how that's happening, so anyone who understands rocks and water and sound, do let me know, because it's pretty cool. I'm also doing some earthing, trying to show you. I'm still getting used to using a camera. I'm an audio girl. Wait a minute. Earthing, bare feet, ground. I figured a podcast is a perfect length of time to be earthing for, so I'm doing that, and I'm also keeping an eye out for leeches. I've never had a leech on me before. I've only seen it and it looks horrible. I'm not in the mood for that. And that's just a consequence of being in wet areas, I suppose. So if I keep looking down, I'm leech checking. I'm doing a leech check. So a few updates for you. Number one, I started a blog. I wanted to start a blog years ago. Didn't, because I thought blogs were just over. And then I decided, you know what? I want to cast a vote for longer form content. I want to cast a vote for our ability to focus on something for more than 3 seconds. And, blogging is a beautiful thing. It's around the time where blogging was popular. I feel like that was a really good time. We had internet, but it wasn't ruling our lives, So if you'd like to catch up with me, I'm blogging Monday to Friday, and it's on the website, so you can find it. I'll link it below. The blog I did today is actually about earthing. It's a short story about earthing and how it feels, so definitely check that out. Another update. I have been uploading fortnightly classes to Yoga with Madison, the online yoga platform, and I'm having a lot of fun with it so far. I'm keeping it slow. I'm keeping it mindful. There are 22 classes on there at the moment, and I don't want to overwhelm or to put so much content out there. People are like, oh, there's thousands of videos. I actually don't think that's a good thing. I think thousands of videos is overwhelming. Who can get through over 1,000 videos? It would take you years. It would take you such a long time, and the depth, especially in yoga, the depth of your practice doing a different video every single day, it's just not going to be there, because you're going to be worrying about what are they doing? Where's the location? What are they asking me to do? What pose is that? You're going to be in the what are they doing phase. And when you're in the what are they doing phase, you're not in the yoga phase yet. You haven't actually hit what it means to practice yoga. You're learning how to practice yoga. So doing a class that you've done a few times before is a really good thing, and you get more benefit out of it. So I highly suggest that you try doing that. I'm never going to put more than 50 videos up there at once, and I will remove them when they're old, and I'll bring them back obviously, but I'll remove them, put new ones on, remove them, and just kind of, slowly, so we can have a really on purpose, on point at home practice. I also saw recently, one of the things about the online space is people can dig on each other a little bit. And I'm not saying that anyone's been digging on me. I'm not saying I'm digging on anyone. But you can kind of make your point and show your opinion without saying that you're talking to a certain person. And, recently I've seen teachers that have yoga studios kind of bag. Wow, that was meant to be bad mouthing online studios. Now here's the thing, you know me, I had a yoga studio for 4 years. I've also had the online studio for a while, and what I can tell you is they are both valuable. They have different purposes. In the same way, communication better in person or online. In person, definitely preferable. However, online has its uses. I've met some amazing people and done some amazing things online, and it would not have happened unless there was an online world. So you can't say that one is better than the other. The reality is not everyone can afford to go to a yoga studio. Yoga studios are expensive, let alone being able to afford going every single day. And even if you can do that, not everyone has the time to go to an hour class every day, because if you go to an hour class, it's about a 2-hour deal. right? You got to drive there, you got to get the right clothes on, you got to get in the class, and you got to pack up, and you got to leave, and you got to drive home. It turns into a 2-hour ordeal, no matter how long the class is. So it's actually quite a big time commitment. For people to integrate going to a yoga studio every single day, cost-wise and time-wise, it's really, really difficult, right? Yoga is meant to be free. Yoga is meant to be something that you can do no matter where you are or when. So what I'm passionate about is giving you the tools and the resources to do your yoga practice wherever you want. And that's another reason I keep the videos consistent. There's not that many videos on there. You can't go and binge a bunch of yoga classes. You actually have to commit to 1, 2, maybe 3 different practices. And you know what will happen? You'll learn the practice so well that you don't need the video anymore. And you can practice anywhere, anytime, for free. Now that has amazing benefit. What I want people to do is start to have a daily yoga practice. Going to a yoga retreat, that's luxury, right? It's great, teaches you good things, but it's luxury. Not everyone can do that all the time, yearly at best. Going to yoga classes is also really, really great. However, a lot of the time you don't like the teacher. There's no time of day that you can go. You can't afford a membership or to pay for a casual class every single day or a few times a week. So you're actually not practicing as much as maybe we should be. So again, they have value, but there's limits. Online yoga can follow you anywhere. And while obviously having an in-person teacher, in-person classes, brilliant, priceless. Honestly, if you could do that, take that opportunity. I'm not replacing studios. I will own another yoga studio one day. That one just hit the end of its run. I wanted to move with my partner. The financial situation with it wasn't great. It was an expensive place. You know, I was teamed up with my mum and it was putting pressure on her, pressure on me. It was better that that chapter closed. I will own another studio again. I'm so passionate about yoga. I work inside yoga studios now. I love them. They are of so much value. But if you can add to that value, taking your practice home with you, learning the pranayama techniques well, listening to philosophy regularly, doing short practices, long practices, and learning how to integrate yoga into your daily life, that's where it really becomes life-changing, because now we're bringing it into our lifestyle. And what is yoga? Yoga is a lifestyle practice. So go and join Yoga with Madison. It's on the same website my blog is on, and it's only $33 a month. For the podcast listeners, you do have a sneaky discount to claim. I put the limit, I can't remember when the limit was. I don't know if it was the end of June, but I'll move it to the end of July, just because I'm saying it now. If you have been listening to this podcast and you happen to be hearing this right now, you can go and get your yoga at home. I think it's the discount. I'll put it below. I think it's, instead of $33 a month, it's like $28 a month or $25 a month or $26, around there, around those. So that makes it a lot cheaper for you, and you get unlimited yoga. Literally, the price point for me, it is cheap. It is cheap because yoga should be free. And once those videos are recorded, they're no more effort for me, right? So I'm very aware that, you know, there's costs to cover with the website, with my time, with my energy for sure. And I appreciate every single purchase, every single subscription. But I'm never going to go all out and charge millions of dollars, because yoga is yours. I'm only charging for the website cover and for my time to put the videos together. That's it. It's there for you. So go and check it out. You've got a sneaky podcast subscriber discount because you've been here for a while. Maybe you haven't. I don't care. Welcome. Welcome to the space. So those are my updates. They were long updates. Sorry about that. I tend to ramble, which is why I started a podcast, because I'm a good rambler. Now, what I wanted to talk about today is about something that I have been facing through all my years of coaching. I've been coaching for 6 years. I don't do it one-on-one anymore. It's a lot. One-on-one coaching is a lot on the heart, a lot on the mind, a lot to show up for. Much easier to create things that are more accessible to more people. Okay? And that being said, obviously I'm hosting a retreat at the end of the year, doing a lot of things like that. And you can book one-on-one sessions with me, but they're not long-term programs. So you can book a one-off when you want to, when you need to. Another little update in there. So something I get asked constantly, and it comes up no matter if I'm, talking to people about showing up for their yoga practice at home, whether it's a coaching client, whatever, people ask this question: how do I get into a good habit of doing this? How do I actually start showing up for myself? And what's amazing is every time I answer this question, I realize there's no trick. There's no trick. There are different methods in terms of how to build a habit. You might do the 3, 2, 1, count down from 3, move on 1. Simply removing things from the house that you don't want to engage in, bringing healthy things into the house that you do want to engage in. Having your active clothes ready to go, having your yoga mat out and ready for your morning practice. There are things you can do to make it easier, but ultimately it means nothing. I've been trying to create good habits since I was 18, when I really started to zone in on mindset work. I'm now 28. I can tell you right now, I've tried all the tricks. The only thing that has made me show up for myself, the only thing that has helped me make that decision to eat the healthier food, to get up at 4 a.m., to meditate, to do yoga, whatever, the only thing has been the simple choice to do it. And there is no fancy trick around that. Sorry for the bad news. There is no magic button. There is no magic word. There is no magic thing you can do. No miracle technique that's going to get you to show up for yourself. There is none. Are there things that can help? Yes. Lay your clothes out. Lay your mat out. Tell your partner you want to get up at 4. Set the alarm. Encourage them to push you out of bed. You can do all that stuff. I've done all that stuff. It does help. 100%. But ultimately, there is only one person who has the power to choose a different path. There is only one person that is the ultimate decision maker when that alarm goes off, when you open the fridge, when you decide to show up for you. There is only one person to blame if you didn't do it, and that is you. Good news is there's only one person to blame if you do show up for yourself. You show up for yourself, you feel amazing, you feel great. Guess what? Only one person to blame for that. You. You ultimately hold the key to everything. It's a choice. I grew up in a family that watch a lot of TV. You have no idea how hard it's been for me to stop watching TV, binge watching shows. Oh my goodness, it is so difficult. On top of that, we've got the scrolling as well. At some moments, I'm binge watching TV and scrolling at the same time. I'm not even doing anything consciously. I'm just doing it out of habit. Look, when that happens, I know what I'm doing. I'm making the decision to do that. It would take one simple decision. Turn the phone off. Turn the TV off. Get up, go outside. This morning I was scrolling. I scrolled for an hour. I learnt nothing. I feel terrible. I chose to get up and go outside and do something I'm passionate about. Hence the podcast mic. And guess how much better I feel now? Feet on the ground, podcast mic in hand, doing something good, showing up for my work, showing up for myself. I feel amazing. And I'm the one I get to blame for that. I got up, I chose to do this thing for myself that I wanted to do. There is no magic button. I'm sorry. There is no magic button. As someone who's been a mindset coach for years, worked with people about this, done yoga. Yoga has history. It is mindset coaching in itself. There is no magic button. There isn't one. Stop looking for one. If you're not getting out of bed, it's on you. If you are getting out of bed, it's on you. What can you do to make it easier? Obviously, if you want to get up out of bed earlier, you need to go to bed earlier. But that's just logic, right? It's common sense. If you don't want to eat any more sugar, get it out of the house. Don't have it in the house. If you got chocolate cake in the fridge, you're going to eat it. I did that yesterday. I ate it, right? But there's none in the house now. Guess how much chocolate cake I've had today? None. So, really, it's on you. It's on you. That's the best gift I can give you. I'm being completely honest with you right now. I'm not trying to sell you like, oh, you should jump in a coaching program with me. I'll teach you how to show up for yourself and build good habits. I could be lying to you right now. I could literally be filling this space with complete lies, telling you that I've got the magic key and I can teach you and it's going to be really complicated and it's going to take 6 months. I could do that. But I'm not doing that because ultimately, guess who has the power? You. No matter your situation, no matter who you are, no matter where you came from, no matter your history, you. You're the one putting one foot in front of the other. Leech check. You're the one putting a foot in front of the other. No one else is walking for you. No one else is making choices for you. When you were a child, yes, we get pushed towards certain things, hence my TV addiction, right? But that's not anyone's fault. It's my fault now for still engaging in it. I know I'm capable of not watching it. I can delete Netflix. Why do I still have a Netflix subscription? I don't want to be watching it. That's on me. That's my choice. Everything that you do is on you. Your choices, your words, your thoughts, it's all on you. And this is not to make you feel bad. This is freedom. This is freedom. I'm giving you freedom by simply pointing out that you are more than strong enough, more than capable, and more than determined to show up for yourself. If it means something to you, you'll do it. Don't wait for motivation to suddenly knock on the door. Motivation doesn't magically appear and go, hey, you want to do something today? It doesn't do that. In all the years, I've never had motivation drag me out of bed. I went and I made the motivation. I got myself out of bed and then I felt motivated. You earn your motivation. You earn your habits. You earn your discipline through showing up. And there is no shortcut. And thinking there's a shortcut or looking for the magic, the magical thing that's going to help you show up is going to make you miserable. And it only delays you building good habits, you learning to show up for yourself. Every time I go home, I'm going home again this weekend to teach, right? All the students that I had to leave behind when I closed the yoga studio, I see them once a fortnight, and every single time I start the class by going, who has been showing up for themselves? So many of them are subscribed to Yoga with Madison. They might have shown up once. And I know that they want to. I know they do. I know them. I talk to them. I've worked with them for years. I know they want to show up for their practice, but they're not. Why? And no one ever has a good reason as to why. They'll say, oh, but it's loud at home. It doesn't matter. Something my teacher used to say to me is you should be able to meditate in the middle of a supermarket or the busiest shopping mall that you can find and be at complete peace. It's actually a perfect environment to learn. There's no excuse. People say, oh, the garbage truck, I have a dog. Like, sick. Cool. You're blaming your dog? Why? Why would you blame your dog? If you're not happy practicing at home, go to a park. Go somewhere else. Find a quiet spot. Dedicate a room. Houses are so big these days. Dedicate a room. Find a couple of my students have buddied up and they practice in each other's lounge rooms to show up for themselves. And that helps a lot. So there's things you can do to help 100%, but ultimately it's you that gets you out of bed and onto the mat. It's you that chooses not to eat the chocolate cake. Even if it is vegan and gluten-free, it's still sugar. I have to tell that to myself. It is you that chooses to put the phone down and go outside and go stand near a cool rock. That's on you. And I don't have any cheat, hack, or magic technique. You want to find the key to life? It's you. Look inward. Look in the mirror. You'll see your answer. Right there. And isn't that the most beautiful, most liberating thing you can hear today? Thank you, Magical Human, for being here, for hanging out with me in the forest, barefoot, by a cool rock. It is pretty cool. And if anyone does have any idea why the sound bounces off this thing, but not when you're close, I'm sure it's a simple thing, but it's really amazing me. I can't tell you how many times I've walked away from the rock and then walked back towards the rock and away from the rock and towards the rock. Just listening. It is bizarre, but it's super cool. Super cool. Nature is a miracle, isn't it? If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with someone you love and share it on your Instagram stories and tag me so I can send you lots of love. I appreciate you and I hope to see you in the next episode or inside Yoga with Madison or via email. Reach out. I want to connect always. This beautiful thing about the beautiful thing about the online world is it brings people together, even if they're not right next to each other. So that's a beautiful thing. So definitely reach out and I'll chat with you soon. Thank you for being here. Love.